Party. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Maru, and good evening to your cherished listeners.
For those who are just listening to us, confirm that the communication we have dismissing these 4 persons came from your office, and tell us where the reasoning is from, sir.
Well, certainly it came from me. It has my signature on it, and it's very authentic also. And let me correct a statement that you made. The party has not sacked anyone. It's what the Constitution states that we are following. And the word used in the Constitution is forfeiture. So when you use the word sack, it's as if the party has gone to a meeting to deliberate on it and to decide to maybe sack them. But we have not sacked anybody. It's their actions that have made them forfeit their membership in the New Patriotic Party.
So they sacked themselves then?
Exactly so.
All right, please proceed.
Well, if you read my statement, it has a precedent, and we take a cue from certain activities of these personalities that are captured in our letter, namely Mr. Hosna Adoye, Buaben Asamoa, Nana Ohinto, and Boniface Abubakar Sadiq, which includes publicly endorsing the candidature of a person other than the duly elected presidential candidate of the party, which is in the person of His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia. Umar, for the avoidance of doubt, the party constitution in Article 391 states clearly, and I quote, a member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party or for an independent candidate when the party has sponsored a candidate in the general or by-election automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party. So it's based on this provision that I wrote this letter, at least to draw their attention to the provision in the Constitution and which automatically they forfeit their membership. And I also proceeded to send a caution to the party's rank and file about their obligations under Article 3 of our Constitution, which deals with duties of members. So we are just enforcing what the Constitution also says, to let them understand what they have done and the consequences of it. And also to let people, the rank and file, people who are maybe oblivious of the provision in the Constitution, to also understand what our Constitution says. So basically, that's what has happened.
Is there any way this can be reversed? What I mean is that can there be a turning back, or it is black and white and is non-negotiable?
The Constitution further goes on, and it reads in the same Article 392, and reads as follows: that whenever a member ceases to be a member through resignation, expulsion from the party, or forfeiture of membership, the person may reapply for membership of the party, and the person may be readmitted on condition provided in this Constitution, except where the National Executive Committee decides otherwise. So it's also very clear in our Constitution in case they want to come back.
So they didn't have to be heard, and so they were not even heard. It was automatic. The moment they acted the way they acted and the party took judicial notice, you decided to alert them to that breach. You did not have to invite them to ask them to explain themselves in any way?
Exactly. Once a person forfeits his membership, then you are inviting him in what capacity? The former member or as what?
Because you're an association seeking many, many more members, you do not want to lose anybody. So anybody who you see to be trying to leave, I think maybe you want to bring them back and talk to them and see if there could be a middle ground. Otherwise, you'd be losing so many people, no?
Umar, yes. No, we are a political party and we need the numbers. And there's no two ways about that. And the party has never been oblivious of that fact. But at the end of the day, there's no party in this world that is built on anarchy, where people can do whatever they want. At least there's always a red line that when you cross, the party will need to come in to cut the risk. And as And also because of the pedigree of these people that we are talking about. These are just not ordinary members of the party, and we know they ought to know better. So at the end of the day, I believe they have reflected about their actions, and they feel that maybe the best decision for them to join a different political party. And nobody can convince me that they are not aware of their actions and the consequences thereof. On your own studio, one of the people, one of those who names have been captured in my letter, was posed a question that deciding to support an independent candidate, don't you know, are you not aware there could be sanction against you? And the president said, yes, he knows. At the end of the day, it's up to the party to decide. So definitely they are all aware of their actions. And it's rather unfortunate it has to get to this point. And as a party, we have no other choice than to enforce the constitution of our party.
Now, the issue that has been raised by these persons who have left the party, and I must say that they have issued a statement and they don't sound like they've regretted their action, and they don't sound like they are going to even contest what you have said. Because I'm just looking at the statement that has been issued by Buaben Asamoa, Boniface Sadiq, Abubakar, Nana Ohininto, and Hope Sinadoye. For purpose of my listeners, I just lift a paragraph where they actually have accepted. They say in paragraph 3 actually, that first, our public conduct is our public conduct in unconditionally and with great conviction supporting the high-flying independent candidature of Alan Tremantin for president is against the NPP constitution, which provides for automatic forfeiture of membership under Article 391. That is incontestable and therefore needs no formal writing notice or written notice. So they've said that you have not written to them formally, but they do understand you don't have to write to them because it is automatic. But the part that they talk about, which would be of interest to you, is where in paragraph 5, they say, His Excellency the President benefited from skirt and blouse when he won 10 constituencies in the central region where NDC won the parliamentary seats. Are those who accepted the president but voted otherwise at parliamentary level to be sacked? And they say this in emphasizing what they said in the preceding paragraph, where they said that this is clearly out of step with the fast-developing political culture of skirt and blouse, where voters increasingly mix their choice of presidential and parliamentary candidates based on factors other than what the party leadership says. So in summary, they are saying that they support NPP parliamentary candidates, but they support Alan Tremantin as a presidential candidate. And they say that this is skirt and blouse, and it's something that the party should be welcoming, not rejecting. What do you say to that?
What kind of political party will we be building? So then it means that tomorrow, as General Secretary, I can even stand up and say that I will not support our presidential candidate, but rather I will go and support a different political party, and it will be accepted none in our party. Certainly not. As a party, we have principles, we have our ideology, and we have our constitution. It is important for us to always adhere to that constitution. It's the constitution that keeps us in check. Without the constitution, then it will be chaotic in our party. One person will move to the left, and another will move to the right. How do we instill discipline in our party? We stand by the decision of the party. We are enforcing our constitution. In any event, 2024 elections, only God knows what awaits all of us. But at the end of the day, the politician, I know that we go into elections, we may win, we may lose. At the end of the day, even in the unfortunate incident or in the unfortunate situation that our party will not win, how we will prefer to go to a position with dignity, respect, and integrity, and with pride, rather than to go with shame. We are going to enforce our party constitution, and at the end of the day, posterity will judge us right.
Someone is drawing my attention to the fact that you are currently doing business with an independent member of parliament in the House of Parliament who left your party, and that you have a precedent to this, and that prior to election 2020, you deemed that particular individual an outcast, and at the end of the day, he became the rejected cornerstone. Are you not worried that this may play out again, and these persons that you are saying goodbye to may be persons that are very crucial and necessary for you in the future?
And as you indicated, you mentioned that the party is dealing with an independent member of parliament. You didn't say the party is dealing with an NPP member of parliament. So we need to get that thing very clear. So when it gets to that point, and the party has to deal with an independent candidate, the party also deals with an independent candidate. But that does not mean that we have to bend our rules. Bending our rules means that we are collapsing the party. When we get there, we have to deal with an independent candidate. We will deal with an independent candidate.
Okay. My attention has also been drawn to a video purportedly portraying the MP for Ejisu, Owusu Ediomi, and that he was vigorously campaigning for Alan Kwadwo Tremantin. And the question is, why is it not part of your list? Or the party has not seen that particular video?
Well, perhaps it has not come to my attention. And as I stated in my letter, this letter was supposed to draw attention to everyone maybe who is oblivious of the provision in our constitution. I don't need to be writing letter each and every day. So far as I've made the point very clear, and whether there's someone's video, whether publicly or the person has conducted him or herself in a place where we don't have video, but people can attest to it that the person is supporting an independent candidate other than our candidate, then the person automatically forfeits his or her membership. I don't need to even write a letter to that effect.
Which means that if this video is authenticated, the Ejisu member of parliament effectively ceases to be a member of the NPP.
Exactly so.
I see. Now, I'm looking at the letter of the Gang of Four again. Let me lift one paragraph and ask you to respond to it. They refer to your constitution. They said that the same Article 55(2), which gives a right to join political... Actually, this is the 1992 Constitution, which gives a right to join political parties, also gives a right to support political activity as an independent under 55(10) and 16. Considering that the right of a political party to sponsor candidates does not exclude the right of independent candidates nor their supporters to participate in general elections, it may not be prudent to continue to reduce one's membership with archaic rules. They're describing your rules as archaic, and they are relying on the 1992 Constitution. You're a lawyer. What do you say to that?
Unfortunately, it's this same Constitution that they all benefited from, in some becoming members of parliament, in some becoming ministers. So if at that point they didn't see it as being archaic, I don't see it as being archaic now. It's our Constitution. We are proud of our Constitution, and we intend to work within the spirit and letter of our Constitution.
Now let's talk about the party itself, the life of the New Patriotic Party. They seem to be attacking the party again, and they followed the line of Alan Tremantin when he was exiting, where he said so many things against the party. I know you responded at the time, but because they have emphasized it in their exit, let me read that paragraph and ask you to comment. They say that, fourthly, the public is keenly aware that the selection of His Excellency the Vice President, and they use the word selection instead of election, of His Excellency the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a presidential candidate of the NPP was a confirmation of a process carefully designed to have only one outcome. Because it was choreographed, there is nothing new or surprising to offer the voter public. Arguably, the patient Ghanaian voter has been shortchanged by the presidential candidate selection process of both the NPP and the NDC. The lack of genuine choice of candidates at party level translates into a loss of trust in duopoly of politics and increasing apathy. Hence, the loud chorus of a credible third force leadership if democratic practice is to be sustained for the benefit of youthful voters. Here, they are re-echoing their arguments in the past that you choreograph the whole flag bearer contest to be skewed towards one person and one person only. That would not be democratic, they argue. Even though they are effectively out of your party now, considering that they held very sensitive and key positions. In fact, your predecessor in office is one of the people who was left. I'm sure as General Secretary, he would understand your rules very well, but they still did what they did, and now they're saying that the contest was not very fair. What would you say to these continuous attacks from these groups who were within your party, who were leading a candidate like Alan Tremantin into the elections?
Umaru, opinions may differ, and at the end of the day, I do not intend to debate them on their opinion. They are entitled to hold their opinion. But for us as a political party, we held our presidential primaries, which was very transparent, which was very free, which was very successful. And at the end of the day, the party is happy that we have a flag bearer that we are going to market going into the 2024 election. And that's the most important thing for us as a political party. In any case, I'll be very surprised if anyone can make the argument that the party or the electoral college that voted in the presidential primaries was skewed towards one particular person. When the framers of this constitution promulgated the constitution, I never knew they had in mind that one day they will skew that constitution to protect one person. It's very clear in our constitution about the composition of our special delegate college. It's also very clear in our constitution about the composition of our electoral college. I didn't put those people, those compositions there. Neither did the president, neither did even the flag or anybody. It's something that has been in the constitution for so many years. So at what point did they got to know that it was skewed towards a particular person? So I totally disagree with them. In any case, they are entitled to their opinion.
Very well. In moving forward, your next biggest task is choosing a running mate for the flag bearer that you elected. Lots of names coming up. If your flag bearership race was rank cross, and I don't know if you would agree that it was rank cross, but I think it was because it led to the exit of one person. There's a view that the choice of running mate may even be more rank cross. How are you going to deal with that? Because we're seeing so many names coming up, some people lobbying, others being lobbied for. How are you dealing with that?
Well, certainly I disagree with the statement or the word that you used. For us, it was very successful. It was very transparent. It was very fair. It was keenly contested. And at the end of the day, the one who was very popular among the party electoral college was voted for. In any event, as a democratic party, we understand that when we have a flag bearer, certainly several people will aspire to become his or a running mate. But the decision as to who will be appointed, there is a process that the party follows. And this is what we have been doing since 1992 to date. It's not going to be different this time around. But I can assure you that whoever becomes a running mate to His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bamia will be a very competent person. For that one, I can assure you. So let us not worry about the names that are flying all over. But at the end of the day, I know the flag bearer, together with the steering committee, National Executive Committee, and National Council, will make the right choice for the party and for us going to the 2024 election.
Finally, your internal parliamentary race is started too for the orphan constituencies. How is that coming?
Well, I'm very surprised. I'm not even called to congratulate us. So far, you have not heard any major incident. I think it tells you that the party is well organized.
There was a small incident. But you moved in to deal with it. But continue.
Yes, but it still comes back to my point that you have not witnessed any major incident. At least the process is still ongoing, and the way it started, we are expecting it to end the same way. Very going to be very peaceful. It's going to be very transparent. And at the end of the day, just as it has been the principle of this current corp of executive, that we are going to allow for open contest wherever and whenever it is necessary. And at the end of the day, the best person will be elected to represent our party as our candidate for each constituency. But that one I can assure you. So so far so good. And we are hoping that by 2nd December, we will hold the elections for the orphan constituencies.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us and wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you, Mark.
That's Justin Kodia Frimpong, NPP General Secretary.